Yeah, a bunch of fucking clowns is what we're dealing with. And, you know, I'm not going to call attention to them specifically, but instead of going to YouTube to defend myself, I'm going to sit here and laugh at these fucking clowns because they just fucking went live and are sitting there lying about me while acting like they are the biggest fucking victims of lies and all this garbage on the internet. Oh my God, I'm a victim of all these people. Why are you a victim? Because they lied about me on the internet. Then what do? They fucking sit there and lie. They tried to say that I went fucking live with Katie and we were talking about faking things before we went live, even though they don't have a fucking clip. There is no clip of that. And they try to say that I told people that all I care about is is lying for views. Fucking another lie because they'd have a clip. Because you know what I do? I stream my shit. All my stuff's there. And so, of course, this is my point though. They've been lying on me for years. So what's my point again? That they are fucking clowns. They are the liars. They are the fucking clowns. If you're going to sit and cry about how you've been defamed or about how someone said something wrong about you, what you do is you grab that clip, you go to your show, and you fucking prove them a liar. Now, they are too narcissistic to admit that the reason they've gone from what they used to have and the support that they used to have to now is because why? They fucking just make shit up and lie. Now, I do want to give Crispy Treat a shout out and say thank you to Crispy. I don't think Crispy knows everything. I hope Crispy likes going on shows because you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to have Crispy come on the same way that Crispy just went on that show. And I would like, though, to do the thing that they won't fucking do, which is I will show every fucking clip. I won't go live and actually give them attention, but if Crispy comes in and Crispy wants a clip, if Crispy wants to see something, if she wants proof of something, I will not only give her everything that's happened, but I will have my mods pull the clip. I am not scared. I've done this the whole time. It's why I'm win. That's why I win this and you lose. And it's been this way the whole time. If you keep going around and lying on me, people are going to go check. You this is now Crispy even said it. What did Crispy say? She said, "Well, I've seen him play every clip, every bit of proof for everything he talks about." Well, no shit, Crispy. And guess what? On my fucking channels, it's all there. I don't just say something about someone. I don't lie about someone. The reason why they don't want you to know about the fraud raisers is because he just said he acted like he wasn't affiliated with the fucking fraud raisers. Really? Well, the fraud raiser videos on UniRock too beg to differ. And you didn't defend the fraud raisers. You didn't. You didn't lie for them and defend for them up until the very moment that you had to throw them under a truck and bail. Really? Because we've got all the fucking receipts. Negative Exponents has proof, absolute proof, of the fraud raisers that were just denied. He wants to act like he's not running fraud. You know why he doesn't want you to know that he's ran previous fraud raisers? Because if you know that and you have the proof of that, then you are going to know what he's doing with the current fraud raiser. Why is he so scared to debate me? Because he says because he's a lying troll, and because he lied right in front of Christie. I have the recording. What did he say? I never said that Uni lost his honor in the military. I said that he lost his honor after the military. No, he didn't. I got it. Are you fucking joking? Can we just have that one fucking lie right there be enough? Why can't that lie be enough? The motherfucker sat there and said, Uni did lose all his military honor. And then Crispy says, that's fucked up, bro. You know, Crispy probably has family in the military. Crispy probably understands that you have freedom because of the military, the people in the military, right? So Crispy's like, you can't say that about him. So what does he do? He changes in real time what he said. And then he says, no, I said he lost his honor after the military. No, you fucking didn't, asshole. And guess what Crispy said? Crispy, what you said was true. It is against TOS. It is absolutely against TOS. And guess what else he lied about? He said that I disparaged his military service. That motherfucker said that I disparaged his military service. I've never disparaged anyone's military service. I don't give a fuck if I hate you. I don't give a fuck if I love you. I will not disparage your military. They lie about me. You are fucking Katie's. Every person on that stream is a Katie Joy Paulson, other than Crispy, of course. Now, I don't know if maybe there was another cool person in there or not, and they're going to go out there and say, Uni calls me names because of... If you are on that stream lying about me, you're a fucking clown, and you're a Katie Joy Paulson. Yes, you are. Do you not see how hypocritical it is? Maybe if you don't mind, if you're in here, raise your hand so I can bring you up, because I'd love to talk to you about this for a moment. I'd also love if anybody wants to upload the recording of this space to their YouTube channel. I give you full fucking permission. Take it and blast it to the moon. Let me know that you uploaded it. I'll share it for you. Monetize it. I give you fucking permission. Monetize it. Let me know where you uploaded it, and I'll share it for you. But let me see if Navy's in here before I do anything else. I don't think he's in here yet. Oh, no, he is. Navy, I'm just giving you the invite to speak. If you want to accept it, you don't have to. That way I don't have to, if that way I don't have to miss. Oh, hold on. You're requesting. Okay, gotcha. Make sure, give me a check. Oh, hold on. You're still requested here. Add as speaker. Okay, I think it got you if you want to check it.
Check.
Hey, buddy. Did you hear this shit? Were you watching? Did you see this shit?
Oh, yeah. No, I see it. And he's going balls to the wall on this shit.
Did you see that he fucking said that I did lose my military honor and all that? Then she goes, hold on a minute. Did you really mean that? And he goes, no. What I meant was after the military. No, he didn't. Navy, you saw every time he disparaged my military history.
Yep.
I am not letting him walk this back. He gets to go with what he said. He gets to go with what he put out. He does not get to fuck. He said, I lost my military. Does anybody want to throw it into fucking Discord and I'll read it? This is why I think I should go to YouTube. This is why I think I should go to Rock a Lot and just fucking annihilate this motherfucker. Even though I've done it a million fucking times. I probably should. Even though I probably won't. You know? He's sitting there, and the thing is, I don't give a fuck what he says or thinks, but the fact is, all of you clowns are going to be proven and called out for the fucking clowns you are. How does not a single one of those clowns want a clip? How? How do they not want a fucking clip of what he's claiming? And if I can prove what happens if I can prove he lied tonight, Navy? What happens? What do you think? What do you think should happen?
Well, I mean, we know he lied, and so you can prove it pretty easily. I think that they should call him out for it.
Well, shouldn't whatever the fuck the caters yell at Katie for forever? If you can prove that he lied tonight, which we can prove that he told lie after lie after lie, wouldn't the caters, unless they're complete lying fucking clowns, call him out now as hard? Every time they bring up Katie, they should bring up him. Every time they call her a fucking liar, which she is, by the way, he'll go around and tell you a million times over that I don't know, like, married to Katie or something or some shit, or I'm fucking whatever the fuck it is they say, right? You know what I want to do? I want to take a walk. If it stopped raining, I think it did, and I want to do this thing. So I'm going to try to do that. It might kick me out though, Navy. So if it kicks me out, I'm going to restart it. So let's try to see if it'll let me do this real quick, because it's going to go off my internet connection to a mobile, and I just don't know if it'll let me keep going or if it'll try to end it. So if it ends, I'm going to restart. But here we go. We're going to try it. Oh, nice. Tell me it's not raining. Tell me it's not. A little bit. Check.
Yep, hear you.
Oh.
You're roboting a little bit.
Oh, hold on. I think it's disconnecting me.
Oh, I hear you.
Oh, you hear me? Wow. Okay, great. So I want to do this like out here because, that way I'm not sitting there loud in the house. I'm fucking bums out there. I got to be mindful of that kind of shit. So what okay, first point. Let's start this off now. Whoa. Let's go ahead and start this like from square one. The first thing I'm going to say is paypal.me/UniRock. I shouldn't even have to go live tonight. We just dodged a goddamn tornado. If anyone knows the area we're in, actually three. We lost power and shit like that, so we canceled streams for tonight. So, I'll figure out whether I'm going to stream or not. Though, if you can support, it's very needed right now. It's just because of life and shit like that. That's just me sharing the link, though. Make sure you ring the bell on my 2 channels and subscribe to Twitter with notifications on or whatever if you want. You don't have to. Okay, we got that out of the way. So the next thing is we have to make sure everybody understands what's happened. And then it's showing Navy that you're talking right now. Are you trying to talk?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Sorry. No big deal. And you don't have to mute yourself unless you want to, man. It's all good. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's on Twitter. So it's whatever's coming.
Okay.
So
Cool.
we're going to start off here. So to start off this Twitter space, number one, there is an anti-Katie channel spewing vicious fucking lies about me, unchecked by anyone but Crispy Treat. Crispy Treat is the one person who actually went and watched my shit. And Crispy says, wait a minute, you are lying about Uni. I've watched Uni. He pulls the clips. He does it. They tried to say that I fucking cut the clips and edit them so that I'm dishonestly represent the Navy. Did you know that?
That sounds about something they would say. Yeah, I believe it.
They tried to say that Steve didn't disparage and attack my literal military honor 5 times. He's trying to say he didn't. Did you hear that?
Yep.
And I ask you, because he doesn't fuck hard. You were in the Navy, so I out Navy right now because I was in the Army. It goes Air Force, Navy, Army, Marines. Navy, I'm joking, by the way. It's a joke. It's just a meme, and that's us in the service. We all shit on the other one and act like that. But no, he doesn't outrank me because I didn't choose to get out. Dumb fuck. I was medically evacuated. I am fully disabled through the goddamn VA. So when you sit and say that you outrank me, why? Because you did a couple more years? No, because
Oh, you're roboting a little bit.
the whole fucking life piece of fucking garbage. You fucking say I lost very honor. That's what you man enough to keep your opinion. You're not even keep your or apologize. No. I was once he got out of service. See, what I did on I said that he lost his honor, and I made sure to say that it was after he got out of the service. No, you fucking didn't, motherfucker. You said I lost all of my active military fucking honor, you piece of shit, liar. What the fuck? Tell me that's not a lie, Navy. He said I lost all my military honor, didn't he?
Yeah. That was like one of the first things he said.
First off, I had to goddamn learn to cope with the fact of some fucking asshole saying that shit, and I did. I fucking took it so that I could be the bigger person and actually debunk, do my job, be respectful to my subs, not go throw a fucking fit out there somewhere. So you think you're gonna fucking walk it back now, motherfucker? You're not. I'm blasting you on UniRock too. I'm blasting what you said tonight. We've already got it recorded. I'm gonna go show everybody that once you were confronted about what you did, and what you said about my shit, you walked it back like the fucking coward you are. Sorry, Navy. Take over for a second so I can shut up.
Well, it's Can you hear me? Okay, yeah. No, it's just all it is that he's big mad because nobody likes him anymore because he has no support, and he thinks by attacking you and others like K and fucking AZ and all this kind of stuff that somehow he's going to garner support because he has none, and he's big mad about that. And all these women are coming after him, and big mean UniRock's coming after him, and it's just vile shit in order to get attention because he
Yeah.
knows that he's going to garner good or bad attention. He doesn't care.
So what if Katie fucking Joy had said that a service member lost their fucking military honor a shit ton of times like Steve has done about me? Just recently, he made sure to clarify to people who were going at him, except for he wasn't on a channel in front of the people who funded his fucking GoFundMe. And because he wasn't on a channel full of those people, he made sure to clarify exactly what he meant. And he said exactly that of what I just said. He never one time. Am I lying right now, Navy? Am I lying about the fact that he did not clarify that it was after my service? He specifically clarified that I lost my service honor. That's the truth. It's what he wrote.
Yep.
And you know what it is? These caters only care about fucking attacking Katie. They don't give a fuck if it's a lie, and they don't give a fuck if it's the truth. So if it fits a narrative, if it helps them keep a channel that they think has, what does he have, 17,000 subs, it'd probably be the biggest Katie hate channel in existence, his channel. And that's why they look at him and say, well, we can't call him on his lies. We can't go out there and stop him from defaming. But that's what he's doing, man. He's trying to make me lose money. He's trying to make me lose viewers. That's his intent. It's never going to fucking happen. But I'm at least going to go somewhere, and I'm going to blast the fact that he just lied and he did disparage my active duty military honor. He did say I lost it. He made sure to specify it and clarify it. He not only did that, I've been getting reports from people in Discord servers who grilled him about this, that he went nuclear in Discord servers and screaming and yelling and saying that no, Uni did lose his fucking honor, his military honor. And never one time until tonight when he realizes how fucked he is, because all of his lies are coming to the fucking forefront, that he now, did you see how scared he was of negative exponents? Did you see that?
Oh yeah. Yep.
He was just as scared of negative exponents as guess who negative exponents did this to just a couple years ago, Navy? Red's Rhetoric and Sean Hufford. Remember Sean, the guy who did the fake homeless fundraiser?
Yeah. Yep.
So what Negative did is he went and left a comment, and those two motherfuckers were so scared of him, they begged him to delete his comment and fucking just went haywire at the fact that Negative called them out accurately with proof that Sean Hufford ran a fraud raiser. Steve McRae's fundraisers are fraud raisers. He will threaten lawsuits. He will fucking lie. And he will never sit and actually answer to the real criticism of why they are fraud raisers. And I'm telling you now why they're fraud raisers. We'll get into it, actually. I'm not going to rush because I don't want to leave this fucking behind. I want to make sure to clarify and specify. He never once has ever stated anything but that I lost all of my military honor. I will make sure to get the examples that we have that he didn't rush to fucking delete or hide and fucking put them out. They will be on my Twitter. I will put them out after this fucking scope. If I could please ask my mods to do the disgusting act of having to go into their fucking archives and find. This is what pisses me off, and it's why he does it. He knows that in order to debunk his lies, it takes us or a mod or someone an hour or two of work. You know, he's got so many fucking lies, so many lie compilations they've got to dig through. You know, all the folders they have or all the archive links they have to find the specific one where he is fucking saying this about my military honor on the multiple instances where not only did he say it, but made sure to specify that it wasn't fucking. That doesn't even make sense, Navy. Did I lose? So he's lying. Because if I didn't lose my military fucking honor until after I got out of the military, then I wouldn't have lost my military honor. It's a goddamn fallacy. It doesn't make sense. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. And the thing is that that's the problem is that he didn't have anything else to attack, right? And so he tries to claim that somehow, and this is what makes me laugh is that he tries to claim that because he served longer than you or whatever, or was higher ranking or whatnot, that he knows better how to
You know
tell
what
people
that
lost
is?
their military
You
honor.
know what that is? You know what that is when he says that? That's fucking bashing my disability. He's trying to disability bash me by saying, ha ha, Uni had to get out due to a medevac and all these surgeries and shit, and it makes him less of a fucking soldier now that I outrank him because I didn't get injured. Mr. King, fucking goddamn King, cult leader, didn't get injured, so he outranks, because he said that tonight. He's like, no, I outrank Uni. I was in longer than him. So that means I can say this about him. Motherfucker, it does not mean that, you piece of fucking shit. It
Well,
means I'm going to rant for a minute, Navy. So everybody better fucking mute if they don't want to hear it. I lost my fucking life. I lost my career. I lost everything I was good at. And I did it for my country and I don't even give a fuck. I'd do it again. Fuck them all to hell. Burn in hell, you motherfucker. You think I wouldn't have stayed in 20 years? I would have. They paid me good. I didn't have to feel like this every day. I don't have to fucking hurt every time I take a step. I don't have to fucking goddamn stop myself from picking my kid up and shit. I don't have to say, sorry, I can't go there because I can't fucking walk at a fucking theme park and shit for long distances. I lost it all other than my existence. You know what? I wish I would have fucking died. And if you think I'm lying, if you think I'm fucking lying, think again. I wish I would have fucking just died then if it wasn't for my kids. I would be dead. I would have done it myself. If I wouldn't have had my fucking kids after I had my fucking body ripped away from me with machines on a fucking operating table, I didn't choose that. How did I choose that? How does it make me lesser, motherfucker? You fucking asshole. Fuck them all. These fucking clowns. They're just as bad as him. Not to goddamn call him on it. They didn't call him on it because they don't fucking care. They're just as bad as Katie. They all deserve each other. I said it days ago and I meant it more than anything I've ever said on the internet. When you build a community from hate, it's all you're ever going to have. It eats away at you. It makes you an old, fucking, angry, hateful thing. At least I'm not that. At least I can still sit there and be happy, and I can be funny, and I can love life. At least that didn't get taken away because you don't have that, you piece of fucking shit. You've defamed me for years. For years. I even thought about fucking, these motherfuckers are in the goddamn live chat saying that I filed a lawsuit on his ass. No, I've been trying to get his goddamn attorney in touch with mine due to how many times he's threatened me with lawsuits. So now I did something wrong by trying to put my attorney in contact with his attorney over the last 6 months. Wow. You know why? Because I haven't defamed him not once, and this is a response from a fucking con man. It's a response from a liar. Go ahead, Navy. I'll
all right.
shut
So
up.
here's the thing, and I understand 100% why you're upset, and I get it. But I would like for you to take some solace in the fact that him doing this, as much as it pisses you off, as much as it should piss you off, and it pisses me off, because I've been in longer. I'm still active duty. I've been in longer than Steve has by over 16 years, right? However, I will never question someone's military honor. The thing is, though, is that what's great about him saying this, and there's nothing good about anyone ever saying this, but what's great about him saying this is that he is showing everybody, not just his community, which already knows, or the anti-KG community that hates him, but now the caters, right, that he's on, in front of right now, how big of a piece of shit he is, and he's doing it himself. You know what I mean? And I get why
I
it
know.
pisses you off, but he is burying himself again
Now,
and
you
again
know
and
what I'm
again.
pissed right now? Because I shouldn't be streaming or working at all. Because I got a lot of, my kid in the hospital, and I am affected by what I can do. Just, you've listened to me, you've been there, because you literally have been a friend to me through all this. I've been driving hours upon hours upon hours to go see him. I had to get out of the fucking car and goddamn be helped to the restroom so that I could wash my face and cool myself down, because my medication and in the car driving and the fucking pain that I'm experiencing, all of it swelling up to a point where I can't even barely walk, pouring sweat everywhere. Right? I know I look a little bit healthy. I'm really fucking not. And it's because of the disabilities. It's because of what happened to me. It's why I'm fully fucking disabled, man. Jesus Christ. So yeah, I have these things happen. I can't, it's like I have to be there less. I have to fight through it. And I do. I don't do what his ass does. I don't sit there and fucking hate like that. I overcame it. I went in, I took fucking 30 minutes to sit down and then went to visitation. I didn't stay home, even though I probably should have, but based on what my doctor tells me to do right now, I don't care. My point is, though, with all the pressures from going through all of this and then combined, I don't want him to take away what he said. I'm not going to let him. I'm not going to let him take it away. I'm not. He's going to fucking goddamn either admit the truth or he's going to get blasted for lying again. But see, this is the thing. And the reason I did this fucking scope, I don't know if he's doing this because he's comfortable in the thought that I'll move on, because I've moved forward, and he knows it because he's got his little spies in there and they're reporting to him what we're doing in Discord and talking about different shit and all this. And he knows that I'm fucking serious about it. So I think it's one of two things. Either this is his way of trying to bait me in, and I don't think that's it. I think that's the obvious fucking choice. Bait me into communicating and talking about him and going at him so that it'll create a drama. Because even if he's on the bad side of the drama, he makes a little bit of money that he doesn't make if he's not on the bad side of a drama. And because he can't be on the good side of a drama, he's got to do it this way. Now, the other option is that he's so comfortable, he's comforted in the fact that I've moved on from reporting any of this shit. So he said to himself, I'm going to set up a stream and I'm going to go lie my fucking ass off because I don't have to worry about UniRock posting the proof later. And I think that's the real, I think that's the fucking real option. I think that's the truth right there. He got comfortable and said, Uni's not, is Uni done? Oh yeah, Uni's done. Yeah, he's dead serious, man. His old school, subs are all telling him they want him to move on, and they're all still there supporting him. I think he's done. I think he's going to fucking listen to them, and he's going to move on to other content. And that's why I think he ran out, because this is the same thing he did with Katie with the NDA. He waited until he thought that he was good to get back up and do what he wanted to do, and went completely against. He acted like the NDA was just because he doesn't value his word. He doesn't know. Like, he wants it to say everybody else doesn't have honor. But let me give you a little bit of breakdown. Let me give you a little bit of psychology. Is it not fucking unethical to enter into an NDA where you are entering into it to stop this from happening? The doxing, the fighting, the lying, and all the attacking that you're inciting and that you're a part of. Sharing her address, and yes, that is in the RO. He just said that the RO and doxing and everything's not legal. It's not illegal and da da da. Do you realize he lied? It's on. That's another lie we can get him on, because on the RO, go fucking look and tell me that judge didn't specifically write in that he's not allowed to share her fucking address. He lied so much. Anyway, do I fucking care enough to goddamn blast him? Or do I keep to my word and respect my fucking long-term subs? Do they care if I fucking blast him? I don't know. I'm sick of doing this to him. He doesn't understand what it's like having people want him to do content and move on and do more other things, because he lost all those people a long time ago. So I don't know, Navy. I just had to fucking get up here. I'm telling everybody, I will not let him change what he said. It's not happening.
Yeah.
He can either apologize, say that he was wrong, and walk it back the right way, or we can fucking upload and show everybody what he's doing. And he won't apologize. Remember, he can't apologize. Remember that?
Correct.
He has some fucking weird psychological brain fucking thing he's done that, and this is not my words, this is his fucking words, to where he'll never have to apologize. And that's actually a video clip. It's not taken out of context, and it's real. Anyway. But it's true, Navy. When I got injured, just to explain myself for 2 seconds, I'm telling you, man, when you lose your fucking, everybody's like, oh yeah, they're going to take care of you. And you know what they kind of do. But if I would have been able to stay in, we wouldn't have ever we would be like comfortable. It would be like, I always say, like, we're comfortable. It's because I'm what's it called? I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to fucking be positive and shit. Because yeah, it is a comfortable payment that we get, but it's so low. It's not what you'd think it would be for a soldier that was medevaced and given surgeries and then got out because he can't do his work due to the injuries. Compared to what I used to make, and then compared to what I get per month, I'm fucked. And every fucking veteran will tell you that. It's not a lot. It's barely enough to live on, even if it is enough to live on, especially right now. Maybe it used to be, but they didn't raise our shit along with gas prices and food prices and all that. They didn't. I'm sorry. I make it work. I'm just saying. I'm at a point where I could go and make this, like, I could file this thing or some shit. My lawyer's telling me that I could try to get more money from the military and all this shit, and because of like what's going on. And I'm like, nah, because I make it work. I have an income. I know others. Save that for the other soldiers out there who can't do something, who don't know how to use a computer, or they don't know how to do something that actually goes with their fucking injuries that actually works, right? Anyway, though, I'm just saying, just to justify it, you do lose your life when you're when that happens to you. Okay, you do, because I spent all my training. I did all that, and I had fucking honors. I had honors in my training. That's why they sent me. I shouldn't even go into it, but it's why they sent me to air assault school. Because, there was only a few slots, and I got it before we went, instead of having to wait till I come back and fight for it and all that. It was because I was able, and I passed, and I lost it all. I lost it all. I've had to fucking learn to live with that shit. So when someone comes in and they say that all of that struggle, losing my career, losing everything and all that is nothing, and it's fucking I've lost all the honor that I gained from the fact that all this happened. I don't even think I gained any fucking honor, though. What are you talking about? That's like baseline honor, motherfucker. You sign up, you put your hand on the Bible, and you go. It doesn't make you special. A soldier, and this is the damn truth, is below a civilian. We rank below. The highest ranking soldier is still ranked below a civilian. So what the fuck is he even talking about? Like, I was a fucking you are an E5 in the Navy, and while that is, everyone in the service that does their job is equal, in my opinion, you having a rank, that rank being dependent on the time you're in, the time you spend, doesn't make you have some validity. Do you hear, dude, Navy? I'm sorry, I missed a point. I forgot this completely until now. He said he got offended when Crispy tried to correct him. And he goes, but everybody, it was like he's jealous of me or something, because he was like, well, wait a minute. I was in longer than him, so I'm like cooler than him. I forget his exact words, but he did say something like that. He literally got offended and jealous and had to show everybody that I'm better than Uni when it comes to that. You know what I mean? I'm saying it kind of stupid, but I hope it's coming through.
Yeah, I mean, he was basically just claiming because he was in longer than you and was quote unquote higher ranking that he somehow makes him a better veteran and more qualified to talk about military honor. And so I'm like, if that's the way it is, then I guess I get to talk about his. You know what I mean? Because I've been in for over 20 years. Yeah.
Guess what you would say, Navy? I think I know. Go ahead. What would you say if I asked you to tell me if he has lost his military honor? Well, what have me and you and everyone in my Discord always said about that when regarding him? Go ahead.
There is nothing to touch about that. You don't touch it. He chose to serve. He did. And from what I understand, he served honorably and got out. And you don't lose that. And so we won't talk about it.
You only lose that in very rare situations. In fact, there is some situations where I think you can have revoked, and it has to do with, I think, like, I forget, man. This is the shit that they all talk about in the service when you're in, and it's been so long. But they told me there's these rare instances where you can have like your honorable discharge revoked, and I forget why, but who knows? It might not even be true.
You can get you can if you do something heinous enough, right, while you're in the military, you get a dishonorable discharge.
Yeah, but I mean,
Like you
after
get
you're
which
out, if they find out you lied or
oh
something, or
yeah.
if they find out you committed some crime while you're in the service, they can revoke it later. But I think that's the only condition. I don't know.
And they can take away whatever like privileges and stuff that you got
Exactly.
because of your service. Yeah, they can come back and get.
I
Yep, sure
remember
can.
I had to go through all these classes with the DAV and the V. Is it the DAV or the VFW? Whoever it is that helps the VA, they have these counselors, and you go through all these classes where they try to figure out what they can do to help a veteran who's going to be permanently disabled. You know, like cope with it and adjust to it and all that. And that's where they tell you this stuff. And I just have these fleeting memories at this point. But you know, it's not even just that. So let's move on from that, because if I don't shut myself up, I'm going to keep going. But you know what? I'm going to fucking say it again. He did not say that I lost honor after I got out or something, and that's not what he meant. This is what he does with everything. This is why he gets criticized. It is because it is a legitimate criticism. This is why he believes all these lies he just told about what happened with Katie, because he told me what happened, and Kyle did, and all the rest of them, and Katie. And I was brought into this situation right after it blew up. I know what really happened. And he lied even about the non sequitur situation tonight. But I'm just going to say, whatever lies get corrected from what he did, he will not get away with trying to walk back what he said. I am going to go get what he actually said, and I will put it out. But here's my fucking deal. When are these people who spend all of their lives sitting there saying, if somebody like Katie lies on someone, if somebody like Katie lies to us, if somebody like Katie, when are you going to take the fucking evidence and then look at it and then admit the fucking truth about the evidence? Because that's the problem with the caters that are left. All the normal ones went to T-spiracy. All the normal ones followed Charlotte and Kay and T-spiracy. They only have this small group left of these people that are just vicious, loud liars. And they're the ones that are left in that bubble are Katie's. Because if you're going to sit there and say, if you're going to let him lie, but you're going to prosecute or persecute Katie for it, then you are a liar and a hypocrite at the level that Katie is and the rest. Okay? Now, you're going to say that that's some kind of lie, because that's what you do with logic. You think you can warp it. You think you can mold it. You think you can fucking change reality. No, the truth is reality. Okay? And there is a truth. There is a reality here. And it's shown in the record of what happened, in the testimony from the people that went through it, and also in the admissions that we have from previous streams. So, the caters who do not accept that they were lied to tonight and demand him with the same fire that you demanded Katie tonight, you will be relegated to being little Katies and little Steps. So let's go and correct some of these lies, just a couple, just so we can, because I want them to know it's that this thing that he did, this lie that he told about me, was at the tail end of what? How many? 50? 70, 50, 40 lies that we can show video clips and tweets and proof to be able to back up the fact that he lied. So let's start with the DMCA fraud raiser. Okay, Navy? Are you good with that? I don't know if Negative's in here, but if he is, or Nerd, or anyone, you're welcome to come up. You don't have to. I'm just saying you're welcome to. Are you cool with that? DMCA fraud raiser real quick for like 2 minutes? Or you think it's not worth it? Uh-oh. Oh, we lost him. He'll be back. I'll give him time. So the DMCA fraud raiser that Negative brought up was so damaging tonight that they had to, and they being multiple of them, knew that Negative has the proof. He has the argument and the proof. And so I'm going to present both sides, and I'm going to present their claims and their evidence. And then you can go fact check the evidence and make up your own mind. He did a fundraiser claiming that Kyle had filed DMCA strikes on him, so he needed to go to court and fight Kyle. But he also did streams where he said that this Kyle, the DMCA problem, was the reason for him collecting the money. Just like every fraud raiser that he does, if you look at the bottom of the GoFundMe page or somewhere in the GoFundMe page, he has put loose semantics and loose verbiage so that he could do something else with the money. If you don't believe me that that's not allowed by GoFundMe and by the platforms that allow the fundraising, you can check their TOS. But they have to do what they say they're going to do and what they write down. And having an out clause so that you can spend the money on whatever you want is not only having an out clause is not only unethical, it's completely wrong and it's a scam. So let me give you the logic why before I present the evidence. If I go to do a fundraiser and I tell you I need a graphics card for my PC, and then I do the fundraiser, but I don't get the graphics card, and I try to hide what happened and fight with people and flip out, and eventually you guys get a hold of, I don't know, the person who lives with me, and they're saying, oh no, I'll tell you what he did with that money. He took it and went to Applebee's and paid some lady to walk around with him and gave her $200 and then bought some food. So that's what my person who lives with me said, right? And so you guys come to me and say, the person you live with said you spent the money at Applebee's. And then I go, oh, well, it just so happened that I was wrong and my graphics card worked. But if you look at the bottom of the GoFundMe and if you listen to the 3 hour and 15-minute mark and 42-second mark of my stream, then you'll know that I said, if anything happens, I am able to spend the money on something else. And it's right there on my stream, and it's right there in the GoFundMe. Is this still a fraud raiser? Yes, it is. It is absolutely one, because that is what's called a scam. So if I was going to sell you a computer or ask you to help me buy a computer, and then I say that I need $52,000 because it's a Dell super good computer for streaming and gaming and all, and you find out once you get on stream, you notice I've got a laptop and it's a 1995 Microsoft laptop, and I say, yo, look at my laptop. I bought it with your money. That laptop might cost $50. You're going to be pissed and wonder why I had to take in $52,000, because it's a scam, because I scammed you in that case. And so this is literally something that scammers have been doing on GoFundMe and have been doing on charity scams and charity schemes since the beginning of time. They do their best to add it's called the small print fallacy. That's what I'm going to name it. They go in and they try. So here's what you have, and here's how you determine whether it's a fraud raiser or not. You go and listen to every time the person doing the fundraiser brought up what they were going to do with the money, and then list it on a giant list. So he said that he was going to sue Katie. He said he wasn't going to stop until he got justice. He said that he was going to never stop until it was in front of a judge or a jury, and they ruled on it unless Katie made a deal with him and would go out and admit it publicly on her stream. He said that he's never going to stop and he's going to take her down because he needs justice. And he said he's going to get justice for every other person that's been defamed. I could add 1,000 things he said at different times that he was going to do with this money. But where is the one time he said that if he wanted to, he could use the money to pay for old legal bills, or he could use the money to not sue Katie? It's not in there. Except at the bottom of the GoFundMe, it says literally, and I want a favor. I don't know if Negative or anyone's in here, but if you can, I want to, if one of my mods will get me a screenshot of where in his GoFundMe, I don't know if Janie's in here or anything. Inside the GoFundMe, it'll say something to the effect of, if I choose to, you know, something about legal bills. There'll be one little exemption.
It's
Yeah.
it's what he so according to him and in this GoFundMe, I'm paraphrasing obviously, it's
You have
whatever he deems necessary as far as legal expenses.
exactly. So here's our side. Our side is that it is a fraud raiser and that he is being very. So here's how he can prove everybody wrong. He actually puts out his receipts and actually says exactly how much was paid here, there, and here, and make sure that we can tell that it's not money going towards where, I don't know, Tina got an RO. Make sure that it's not money going towards where he sued Katie. Now, why are we saying this? Is it because we're evil? Is it because we're mean? No, it's because in the DMCA fraud raiser, we have a stream and admissions from him where he states a few months later what he did with the DMCA fraud raiser money. And he literally directly said what, maybe, so that he doesn't think I'm lying on him. What do you recall from that stream where he, you know, you may not.
The
It's fine.
DMCA fraud raiser?
Yeah, he did
Yeah,
a
he needs.
stream. Go ahead.
No, it's just
No,
that
no,
he needed to rate. Go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead. Got a lag on this, so.
Okay, yeah, no. So just that he needed to raise money to fight these DCMA claims made by Kyle, right? And that's why he had to raise because with everything else going on, he didn't have money to fight these claims in court, and so he needed to raise money to fight these claims.
Yes, but a few months later, when he came on stream and explained what he did with the money, he said that he used that money to fight Katie and something to do with the RO. Now, you remember that too, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, Negative has that clip, and it's out there. You guys can go listen to it and see if I'm lying or if he is. But you should go live and show it. I already fucking did. Go find my video and fucking watch it. Stop fucking sitting here just because he will fucking lie about me, Negative, Menace. Now, here's something. If Crispy, the girl that was questioning him, or if Nikki, the girl who had him on tonight, if they go and dig up the evidence and they go play it and show it to him, he will call them UniRock trolls and block them because that's what he's done with everyone else. But the evidence shows that he used the DMCA money for the DMCA fundraiser. No, he didn't. You know why? Because there was no DMCA lawsuit. He lied to everyone. And I will do the dumbest thing I've ever done and speak literally into the wind to explain why. Waste my fucking time to explain why. When you get a DMCA strike from someone, you can either appeal it or accept it. If you appeal it, it goes back to the person who filed it. Then they can decide to either let it go based on your response or take you to fucking court. Well, what Steve did was take the fact that he got these strikes and then literally before he filed the appeal, heard from Kyle and got to the point in the DMCA fraud raiser where they were going to go to court. Instead, he fucking he did it right at the beginning. So as soon as he got the DMCA strikes, he went out and asked for money. He went out and told people he was going to court with Kyle before he was even at that stage of the process. Also, I confirmed with Kyle what happened. Kyle says that once the DMCA strikes came back to him, he let them go because he didn't want to try to go to court and fight with those while he was already dealing with the non sequitur court case. So the DMCA strikes disappeared, and that's why he was able to go back to his channel and stream on it. Now, also, the DMCA strikes that Kyle filed have to be proven false because based on what I was shown by Kyle Curtis, the DMCA strikes filed at that time were legally fine for him to file. It was wrong for him to be rejected. The art and the graphics that Kyle filed on were made by him. The music was made by him. He didn't false strike Steve. So when Steve went out and told everybody Kyle false struck him and he's losing revenue because of it and all this, it's a fraud raiser if he's not being honest and being truthful about the situation in the first place. He used that situation to be able to get a fraud raiser. Now, why, though, would he do that at that specific time? Well, because he needed money to fight Katie's RO. So he ran the fraud raiser, got money to fight Katie's RO, and went and fought it with the DMCA fraud raiser money. That is wrong. That's a lie. That's a fraud raiser because he told everybody that he was fighting Kyle with that money. Now, instead of him sitting down with me in a debate with a moderator, if he wants, pulling up the evidence and actually addressing it, he won't because he's guilty. How do we know? And if you don't believe me, then instead of him sitting down with me, I'll sit down and give all the info to Crispy Treat, and I will give Crispy everything she needs, and she can sit down with him and do a debate in my place. He likes Crispy. He said Crispy's a good person. Fine. As long as Crispy has the facts and Steve gets to address them, that's what he said he wanted to do tonight. Well, we can prove who's lying and who's not if he'll just allow us to do this little debate where Crispy has the evidence and shows it and questions him. Though, how do we factually know that this is what he did? Because he admitted it in one of his own streams months later. He admitted that he didn't take the money from the DMCA fraud raiser and use it against, what was it, filing in court against Kyle. And he didn't give the money back after the strikes went away. He went back and started streaming on his channel and just didn't bring it up again until he did the stream where he admitted what he did. So he could have excuses. Maybe he does. Maybe he'll pull some receipts and try to tell people that he didn't do anything wrong. But if that's the case, he could have already done it. Instead of doing that, he's ignored all the facts and evidence, and he has tried to go on a vicious attack spree while at the same time he attacks people's family, their kids, and their service or whatever he can because he's just a vicious person. Now, I thought when a creator becomes a vicious person who's mean and nasty and does these things, that the anti-Katie community, they go after him. It's just that Katie's really bad, and there's no other creator out there as bad as Katie. Well, I've proven to you that with this being the situation, this person is worse than Katie. So now Crispy should go around and get all the anti-caters together so they can add Steve to their anti-cater list. Sorry, Navy. Now, if you need to correct me or if I said anything wrong and didn't say it right, you can. Or if you want to add anything, please do. You got anything there?
So someone dropped the actual description of that GoFundMe, the one that he talks about doing what he wants to with it. It says, all funding will go to legal costs, transportation, filings, mail-ins, or any other use I deem required to obtain justice and fair compensation.
So then what should he be doing with every dime from that fraud raiser if he's being transparent? What do you think?
Dropping receipts. Every time you spend something, drop the receipt.
So there should be receipts for everything. Now, here's the deal. Here's the fucking other part. Now we're going to get into hip pocket service and why he's lied. They even brought up the discovery. So you know what he did when he tried to walk back the thing he said about my military service and lie about it? He also did that when he said pre-discovery. He went out and got Truth Sleuth, who he tags and hangs out with all the time, and a few other people to spread the lie that they were not in pre-discovery, that they were in discovery. And by doing this, the Caters thought that they'd already filed the lawsuit. Go watch Truth Sleuth's damn video. Because they all thought that he'd filed the lawsuit and it was in a discovery phase and it was another real lawsuit. They had no idea that it hasn't even been filed. So if I wanted to rip you off and I could file against somebody in Minnesota, do you know what I'd do? I'd file a hip pocket service, which costs $200 to file, and I'd have my lawyer print up my issues, which could cost, what, $500 or $1,000 maybe at the most? If you look at the lawsuit that he's put out, and I'd have him file it through hip service. And instead of going to get justice, and instead of going to actually pursue the truth and I'll get everything situated, I would try to enter into an agreement through hip service and then keep all the money. If I was going to rip people off, I would tell them that I'm going to get justice. I'm going to sue. I'm not going to let it go away. I'm going to have it in front of a judge or a jury, and you're going to take her down. That way it feeds into the people that don't like Katie and gets them to whip out their wallet. Then I would, instead of doing what I said I would do, come up with a condition, come up with an excuse that makes me stuck in hip pocket service. Now, here's how I can expose his lie right now. At any point, he could have, after going to Katie and finding out she wanted to countersue, guess whose turn it is? Guess whose turn it is when Katie says no deal in hip pocket? It's his turn. He's supposed to then walk into the courthouse, file his lawsuit to the judge and say, Your Honor, instead of coming to a deal with me, she's countersuing me. And if you're going to keep your word, then you're going to file the suit and go to fucking court with Katie. That's called a lawsuit. If you don't get past hip pocket service, then it's not a fucking lawsuit. Now, if he would have just stuck to his GoFundMe, then he might have been fine to semantically argue his way out of his situation. But because he said, and he gained the money for the suit by using those kind of statements as, I'm not going to stop until I get justice. You don't have to worry. And then, do you remember, Navy, what he said the first time when he put out his lawsuit, what his first deal was for the audience who donated to him? Do you remember?
Yeah, they donated over $100. He'd refund it.
So if you donate over $100 to Katie because they know that he's not going to get stuck in hip service because he said he wouldn't let it happen, he's going to make sure it goes to the judge. So you guys get to get Katie money when Steve wins. So he gets everyone who donates over 100, thinking that, well, there's no way we're going to lose our money unless he loses. He's shown us evidence to convince us that he's going to win. He's berated us with lies and these words that say he's going to win. So I'm comfortable, because I believe him, in giving him hundreds and hundreds or thousands of dollars. Because once he wins, he's going to have a big judgment of money from Katie, and then he's going to give us all his money back. And that's when he made the majority of his money in the beginning. Though GoFundMe stepped in and said, hey, this is against our terms of service, and made him change it. You know what he did? He went out there and lied on me and told people that I struck his shit, told people that Menace and Navy and everybody struck his stuff, when in reality, it was his idiocy for why his fundraiser went down the first time. I think it even went down a second time, but who fucking cares? Here's the point. The person who is standing there telling everybody this shit is not being transparent. They aren't pulling up fucking receipts. Now, what did they say in the beginning of that stream? Steve's going to show you all of his evidence, and it's going to prove that he's innocent. But he didn't show any. Nothing. But then these women say that he showed it to them behind the scenes. So why can't he show it publicly if it's real, if it's not fake, and if it's true? Because he also is known for sharing fake screenshots, and he's known for, when people prove to him that those screenshots are fake, ignoring it, ignoring the science behind how they're fake, and then going around for years still telling people the lie that they're real and not sharing the debunk. He didn't debunk the debunk. He ignored the evidence that proved that the screenshots were fake, even though I showed it to him step by step by step, and then went out and kept spreading the lie. Now, I could sit here because of there's one reason why I can sit down and debunk everything that he said. All of his lies that he said, I can debunk it. And I can show the evidence and explain it. And here's why. Because he asked me to cover this story. And because when I cover a story, I take it seriously. I do a good job. He himself said that about me for 6 fucking months. It's why he asked me to cover this. And yes, it's in video clips on his channel and mine from back in the fucking beginning of all this. Everything's there. So the point I want to make is I can't fucking keep getting up here and doing this. I can't keep getting up here and fucking having him, because all he's going to do is I can go and debunk every one of his lies, but he'll just tell the lies again. It might be 3 weeks. It might be 2 months. He's going to go find new people to believe him. He's going to go show new people bullshit and try to confuse them and get them fucked up. And then he's going to go parade those people around. And those people are going to be defaming everyone while they do it. Now, it's not going to be their fault. It's going to be his fault for lying to them. But for the kings and queens of the Anti-Defamation League against KJP, they sure love spreading around a bunch of fucking lies, and they never have evidence to back up what they fucking say, even though they keep claiming it. And every time it's secret evidence that can't be shown on stream, and every time you need to approach them privately because it's either fake, it's either a lie, or it's behind a narrative where he's going to manipulate you when he does it. Do you have anything else to add, Navy? Because I'm done with this bullshit for now.
I do not. I have nothing else to add. It is over. He's been exposed. It has been exposed more times than I can count. It's done.
So if you are dead serious about having any questions, raise your hand. If you're not Alice, and if you're not a fucking doxer, like an obvious one that's doxed recently at least, I'll let you say something. Anyone out there want to say anything? Well, while they decide and decide if they want to raise their hand or not, you got to hit the little raise your hand button if you want to. I am going to say this. Number one, that man said that I lost all of my military honor. And he lied tonight when he said, no, it was the honor after the military that Uni lost. That was a lie. Tonight is the first night where he's ever said that excuse. It goes against all the other times he said it and all the proof and evidence that we have to show. By the way, how do you say that someone lost their military honor if you're talking about them once they're out of the military? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't stack. He meant my military honor. He's the liar. He's the one who keeps doing this. And I'm done. Hopefully someone out there like T-Spiracy or Julie or someone will step up, and they don't have to. I'm not trying to say if they choose not to, it makes them a bad person like he would. I don't care. They can choose to or not. I just hope that someone does. I hope they step the fuck up and they go out and take what the fuck he said tonight and get with negative exponents or anyone out there. Can you still hear me, Navy? My shit's beeping at me.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
And I hope someone in the community, big or small, fuck, I don't even give a fuck if it's PJ. I hope somebody will goddamn take the lies that he told tonight and get with negative exponents, and he'll give you video clips and tweets to be able to prove the evidence that prove he's lying in each of his lies. And hopefully you'll put it into a video and go blast it. And if you do, again, whether I like you or whether I hate you, as long as that's what you're going to do and you're going to be honest about it, whether you agree or not, I'll share your shit and, send my peeps. I'm just buying time just to make sure nobody wants to raise their hand, Navy, is all I'm doing.
Oh, no worries. No worries.
So, yeah, there we go. Now, tonight, I didn't stream because of tornadoes. You can fact check me. Look at Columbus, Ohio, and look at the fucking storms and all that shit, and you'll see, where I was very close to a couple of them. So I didn't get to stream, and I apologize, but I had to unplug literally my surge protectors because it was flashing on and off. So I think, probably saved some of my shit because my air conditioner is not working right now, and it's hot as fuck. I just tried to force it on, and let's hope it fucking starts working. But either way, I just didn't want you to think I bailed on you tonight. So to make up for the fact that I didn't, I'm going to go into Discord, and my Discord's public. So if Crispy or any of the people out there that listen to his lies tonight would like me to give them the evidence directly to defend myself, you are welcome, and I'll share a Discord link once I get out of here to come in. I won't be mean. I'm not a mean. You can ask it. You can ask Sassy. Sassy, I don't think likes me. Maybe she does. Maybe she didn't. Maybe she did before. Maybe she doesn't. But I didn't think she did. And Sassy came in and talked, and it went really good. And then she peaced out, and I hope to talk to her again sometime. But I'm not mean. I'm not nasty. I'm not a liar. I'm not all the things that these motherfuckers say that I is. And I think that if you are truly what you say you are, in going at the liar, defamer, doxer Katie, then I hope to God you wouldn't let yourself sit next to one that's worse than she is. That's what is stopped. I can't believe I have to say this again. I said this to the community before. Everybody checked the evidence, and then they fucking went out and said, "Holy shit, Uni wasn't lying to us." And it was all those people out there who started questioning these fucks. They were like, "Holy shit, Uni wasn't lying," because the evidence proves it. So I hope to fuck if there is any honest individual still left buying his bullshit, come on into the server. You're welcome to leave after you talk to us. But I'm telling you right now, factually speaking, not only will I debunk every fucking lie that he told, anything he said about me tonight, I will debunk it instantly. I will show you proof of where he absolutely doxed me. I'll show it again in the Discord server so that it's not on my channel again. And the reason I don't want to do this on my channel, you can check for yourself. Go and click my streams and see if I don't have to fucking defend myself from this bullshit all the time or bust a new fraud raiser all the time. I can't, you know what, Navy? I can't believe that motherfucker tried to say that he wasn't affiliated and close to Sean Hufford tonight or Ilya. They were literally his men.
Oh yeah.
They Everything they said and did was for him. They admitted that. They literally admitted it. And he did too. He would sit there and say that Sean's one of the most honest people on the planet. He said he fact checked Sean, and Reds did, and their other friends did, and that UniRock is lying. These are things that he fucking said until it came out that the fucking truth was there, which it was there the whole time. They were just suppressing it from the only community that cared. You guys got to wake the fuck up. Because I'm going to tell you now, the minute that you will actually have a real effect at exposing what Katie has done is only when you get the people that are doxing her, lying on her, sexually harassing her, targeting her, and you get them out of your community. It's the only time you're ever going to have an effect. Do you know how I can prove this to you? Because I always have evidence. Look at what Charlotte was doing when she was hanging around liars and skeezers, and look what happened to Charlotte after she kicked them out. Normal people are seeing the lies you guys are swallowing. All of the viewers on YouTube are skipping by when they click into your stuff because they see it. And so they go out and do a search and they check for themselves, even if maybe in the beginning they believe you. Every normal person, it only takes them a few minutes to go out and fact check where the lies are. Do you think they're going to hang around the fucking lies? Do you think they're going to stay there? They're not. And maybe if you see someone raising their hand, let me know, because it says listener under everyone, and it should change to request to speak. I just don't want to miss anybody.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody right now.
Okay, good. I just didn't want anyone out there going and saying I was stopping them from talking, because I'm not going to. I'm only going to stop a doxer. I don't see any doxers anyway. Been around in a long. The only one was Alice. So anyway. So lastly, but not leastly, I'm going to say something because it's the truth. Okay? And there's evidence to back it up. Okay? I know what happened to Katie. I know what happened between Katie and Steve on the Non Sequitur show. I've talked to the other people that were involved. I have video clips, and I've heard Steve from his own mouth change his story 6 times. And yes, it's all recorded if you think that someone's lying on him. So if I have to bring this up, I might as well tell you what the truth is and how to fact check it to see if Uni's lying or to see if fucking he is. And yes, I will give you some video clips after I'm done. Non Sequitur broke up because Steve was on the internet threatening people, yelling at the highest donators, and saying skeezy things to the women. There is not just one woman, there are several that claim that he said and did inappropriate things through the microphone, because he always tries to lie semantically and turn it into, they said that they did it in the same room, when they're talking about a fucking StreamYard room or a Hangouts room. This is how he lies. And you can hear it if you're not fucking brainwashed. So when Kyle went to him and said, I'm reducing you on the show and I'm going to give Katie and others more slots, because they had a deal that he was a co-host. Okay? That's Kyle's side. Steve's allowed to have his side. I'm telling you what Kyle said. He got to say his tonight and lie his ass off up there. So I'm going to tell you Kyle's side. Now, after it went to a head, Steve tried to say that in the very beginning, he would never. In the very beginning, leading up to him being kicked off, there were 3 events that happened involving Katie. Event number 1, Katie had went to Kyle and said, Kyle, I'm very uncomfortable as a married woman with the things that Steve says to me and how he targets me. So Steve talked to Kyle, or Kyle talked to Steve, and they all came to an agreement that Steve was going to stop getting involved in the sexual talks between Katie, Kyle, and GE and GE's wife. Again, Kyle was gay, and he was talking from a gay perspective, not hitting on Katie. GE and his wife were talking from a married perspective, and Steve was talking from a single perspective. And when Steve would say things, Katie would notice some of the language seemed directed at her. Whether that's true or not, the fact of the matter is, Steve has admitted that this happened to me. However he perceives it, Katie perceives it, and Kyle perceives it, this factually happened. They all 3 came to a decision that Steve would stop saying getting involved in the conversations where GE and Kyle and Katie talked. Now, what did he say as his excuse? He told me directly the same thing he's told all of you on stream. He said, Katie and GE and Kyle would have these sexual talks, and then they would get mad when Steve would try to be a part of them. And you've heard him tweet this and say this. He would say, well, they get to say it, and if Katie's going to bring it up around people, then she shouldn't get mad if someone responds. She wasn't mad that Steve was responding. She was mad that Steve was responding toward her as a married woman, okay? And they all decided to keep this behind the scenes and handle it like professionals. Steve got mad. He got pissed about this and started to change how he acted towards Kyle and Katie and GE and his wife. Now, you can go back to Non Sequitur and fact check this, because there was this thing where Steve would never stop attacking GE's wife, saying that she wasn't a real engineer. And he would attack Aaron Raw and Matt Dillahunty, and he wouldn't be logical. He wouldn't take evidence. He didn't care. There would be no, logical argumentation. It was all a bunch of fighting and shit. So eventually it led to where they had to be around each other. Now, the deal was they wouldn't bring this up when it happened. And that's why when Steve and Katie bumped into each other, Katie wouldn't tell Steve that he was, no, don't come around me or whatever. Now, this is before the SH issue. So then that's the first event. The second event, sometime in between the first talk and the second talk, there was an event where Steve was around Katie and something happened. So Katie went to Kyle and said, this, agreement we made, it's not working. I just will never be around Steve again. Now, any of you that have followed this know that he admitted that happened, that Katie had said, I want to stay with non-sec, but I do not want to ever be on with Steve again. They all have said that that's a true thing because that's what happened. Steve's admitted this. Now, these two events lead up to the SH event. So you've got Katie not wanting to be around Steve. You've got Steve promising he won't say sexual things around Katie, did it again, and so she said, "Don't, I'm not going to be around him." Leading up to the third event is the SH event. And what happened was Katie was trying to be nice to Steve, and they got in positions where she had to be around him a little bit. She was coming in when he was leaving or whatever, and they got into these positions and they went okay for maybe a time or two. I don't know. I wasn't there. I only take what I've been told by all three of them. And yes, I asked all three of them to tell me this story, and I compared all three of their stories to each other. Fact. So at the third and final event, somehow, either Katie came in or Steve came in, whatever happened, it was Kyle, Steve, and Katie again in a hangout after a show, most likely because either Steve showed up or because Katie showed up. However it happened, I don't know. But they've all admitted that they got to that point, okay? So, and maybe if I go out, let me know because my batteries or my headset's acting funny. So, the SH event goes as follows. Steve told me that he said something to Katie, and he hardly remembered what it was, or he might not have said something, or he might have said something, he can't remember. But his defense was, she shouldn't be getting mad at this. She lets Kyle and G say stuff like this all the time. And yes, he's made that argument live on streams. You can go find them. You can find old streams from back then where he's saying, GE and Kyle did it, so why should she be mad at me? Katie's side of the story was they were there. Kyle got up and walked away or muted or something. Bull wasn't there for some reason. He had left or something because this is after a stream. And when Katie walked away, he said something about her body, and it involved sex, a sex act, and a proposition. And it was gross and disgusting, and it was her last straw. Okay? So this happened. Kyle told me the same thing, that he remembers them two being with him. He remembers that he went away. Bull wasn't there. And then he came back and Katie was really fucking upset and shit. And they eventually had a talk. I don't know the direct sequences of events because this is years later. This all should have been handled back then, but there's a reason it's not, and it's because he keeps fucking attacking people and lying instead of just talking to everybody. He keeps pretending everybody's a big bad troll when they won't agree with him. It's not because we did anything wrong. It's because he wants to force us to agree with every new lie that he puts together. I truly think he's insane. Because he claims myself and Kyle and what's her name? Shannon Q and GE's wife and GE and all these separate creators are fucking crazy. And he's the only one telling the truth. You guys are letting an amber effing herd in your door and you just can't see it. Either way, though, I've told you Steve's side. I've told you Katie's side. And I told you Kyle's side. He remembers going away, coming back, and him and Katie having a talk. Katie did not just go to Kyle about this. Katie went to Kyle. Katie went to Shannon Q. Katie went to GE. Katie went to GE's husband. They all affirmed this. They all wanted to keep it in the background and try to amicably make it work with Steve. And because Steve wouldn't stop attacking everyone, he was booted off the show. He deserved to be booted. If you can't look at the way he acts and understand that, no one can ever help you because he's the same as Katie. They can't work with anyone. They lie on everyone. They attack everyone, and they're just fucking unchangeable. I don't know if they're narcissists. I don't know if they're just fucking evil, but there's something. So after this happened, I came into the picture a few months later, maybe 2, maybe 3. And you can check it all by going to my YouTube channel. You can literally see the exact date that I came into the fucking picture. You can literally hear everything as it progressed. You can spend any amount of time you want watching this and fact checking it, but it'd be a waste of time and it would suck. Either way, do it. If you're going to fucking call me a liar, you better go back and grab clips and come with fucking evidence. Or else just go ahead and be resistant to being a Katie. Because that's what you are. Though, as time went on, there was a stream very close to when this all happened. Now, Steve had been flipping his fucking lid over Katie, typing into a side chat, yeah, Steve made me feel very uncomfortable. And yes, these streams are on his channel. He just said he didn't delete them. They all better be there. You can literally watch everything Steve said. Click on when it first happened on his streams, listen to him. Click on 3 months later and listen to what he says. Click on 3 months later and listen to his story change. At first it never happened. Or maybe that was second. But then it was that he should be able to say these things to Katie because she was talking that way to GE and Kyle in front of him. Then it was, and he's come up with like 16 different fucking stories. He's the only one. Katie, Kyle, GE, all the rest of them said the same thing the whole fucking time. He's the only one who changed his fucking story. It's his fault. He did it. Now, how can I prove this to you? I have video clips. So I have a video clip of him very shortly after Katie typed that into the side chat, where he went into a stream and says a bunch of sexual shit to Chesh while staring into the camera exactly as Katie described. Then, and this is before Steve knew that Katie had described things to everybody in the background. And so he went very soon after, and I have the recording, and he looks in the camera and stares and says a bunch of sexual shit to Chesh. Disgusting. Gross. Then says a bunch of sexual shit about his friends, and he stares directly into the camera in an angry, not funny, an angry shitting spree and says, I am never again going to say sexual things or whatever he said to someone in a pre-stream or a post-stream. I'm never again going to say mention my penis again in a stream like that. He used the word again twice. He wasn't joking. He was angry. He was also looking into the camera the same way that Katie described him looking into the camera. He was also attacking Katie and trying to re-fucking do the thing he did to her that made her uncomfortable. And you've all seen this clip if you've watched my streams. And yes, Steve did tell me that same narrative, that he did say it to her. And he's never going to say it again. Then it turned into he never said it to her. Then it turned into he can't remember if he said it or not. But he doesn't understand that all these little details don't matter. All these little details were already hashed out in the past with everyone that was involved. We know who's lying, we know who's not, and it doesn't matter. Do you know why? Because ever since this happened, there have not only been beforehand and after other women that have come out to display the sick-ass way Steve treated them. So why is he so mad? Why is he mad? The reason that Katie first said that he made her uncomfortable and then called it sexual harassment is because she didn't know, she wasn't educated enough to know. I at first didn't think it was sexual harassment, but then I realized the constant unwanted and unwarranted sexual shit from someone while you're at work is sexual harassment. And whether you consider her doing YouTube and her blog and what she did work or not, you can't say it's not work because look at what it turned into, a full-time fucking job. It's the definition of work. And yes, it does fit. You can be sexually harassed while working on YouTube. If your position is that you can't, then you're a fucking apologist, GTFO. Okay? Because it's just the truth. Steve has said sexual nasty things to so many women on stream and behind the scenes. I don't know how the man is so fixated on Katie for it. But he did get fixated on Katie, and he did get an RO filed against him. And I saw the evidence that Katie had. If Steve wants to claim that it is his opinion, it's not evidence, then he can claim that. But every other person who's seen it says this to themselves. I'm going to put my girlfriend, my daughter, my wife, or whoever in Katie's shoes, and I'm going to put random fucking hobo in his shoes. And if anyone even said or did a fucking 10,000th of what he did to Katie and how he treated her and went at her and how he fucking just was joking around with David Silverman about how we're going to sexually harass her right now, penis, 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 and all the clips that are out there. The fact of the matter is, this isn't worth the arguing because it's true. He does this to people. Does he SH them? It's up to the individual, not him. Right? All of you get to make up your mind. All of us get to make up our mind. He gets to make up his mind. That's why we don't do that, Steve. PewDiePie doesn't do that on YouTube. I don't do that on YouTube. Every other normal streamer doesn't do it because we respect fellow human beings. We get it. You don't. But then you get yourself into these messes. You're never going to change it. It's history. Okay? Why? Because he responded to someone making this accusation. Instead of him just saying, it's not true, Katie, or it's a lie, Katie, or you're not telling the truth about it, Katie, and moving on and calmly defending himself and moving on, he's constantly lied, created fake shit and pushed it around like those screenshots from 19, and then done all the other dumb shit he did. So you can go look at each of those events and make up your mind on how you feel about them, okay? And because of where he put himself in those situations, you get to feel how you want to feel. And if he doesn't like it, he should just ignore you instead of him attacking you and doxing you and screaming at you and turning you into a shitlord, right? We all know that he's a hateful, mean motherfucker. We all know that he's a bully. And you can choose to support the fucking bullies like Steve and Katie. You can choose to support the fucking nasty ones out there. You can. You can be a Katie stan and support Steve and be his stan. None of us care. You act like the reason that we fucking defend ourselves is because we give a fuck about him or what he's done. We defend ourselves because he's a doxer, a liar, and he never stops targeted harassment campaigns against people who he gets mad at. That's why. If you want to support one, go ahead. I'll point you straight to his channel. I urge you to subscribe. There you go, Steve. I'm helping you out. Now I'm going to put this shit down by saying this. If you're in the fucking community and you can come into my Discord being at least somewhat respectful, not screaming and yelling, and actually having a conversation and looking at evidence, we will give you all of it. But if you have an issue and you want to see it for yourselves without coming in, go watch UniRock 2, the videos where I cover this shit, or Rock a Lot. But until you've fucking seen them, and no, you don't have to watch the long live streams. I always make a summary video and then upload it so that you don't have to watch the long live streams, but you can if you want. They're there so that people can't fucking lie about me. If you think I'm lying about something, grab the clips you have an issue with or that you think I lied about and come in. Because I will talk to you unlike Steve. I'll debunk your ass unlike him. I'm not afraid. You know why I'm not afraid? Because he's the fucking Amber Heard.
What was the question again?
Said you were acting. Or said,
all right, here we go.
Called your testimony the performance of a lifetime.
All right.
And said you were acting.
Uh-huh. Now what's her
What'd you say to
response? Listen to this shit.
Says the lawyer for the man who convinced the world he had scissors for fingers.
This bitch is crazy. That was a movie.
Do a check negative. You have to unmute yourself. It auto mutes you. That's why I love these spaces. Little button on the bottom left. If you click it, it'll let you talk. It's not push to talk, so you have to click it and talk. And if you want to mute, then you have to mute. But you're a speaker now.
Hello?
Hey, there he is.
So I was just begging for an hour to come on and prove, to show the evidence that DMCA fundraiser is fraudulent. People were asking, can I see the evidence? I was like, check my Twitter. I just dropped it all right there. People were coming back saying, huh?
Sorry. I said good. So you did get it out there, right? So go ahead.
Oh, yeah. And he's like, no, he's one person I won't talk to. So wait a minute, Steve.
Any of it.
I've got you on stream saying, yeah, bring Native on. I have no problem talking with him. I've never treated him with disrespect. I've never put out anything wrong. Everyone knows when I make a claim, it's always backed up with evidence. I don't put bullshit claims out without evidence. And it's all right there for anyone. I told everyone in the chat to come over to your spaces and look at it. I mean, they were asking him. They're like, bring negative on, bring negative on. No. Nikki said, Nikki even said, let's bring him on. No, she said,
reach out to Nikki. Why don't you just reach out to fucking Nikki and tell her that me and you will come on her show and defend ourselves against the shit that he just spewed against us? And if she says no to that, then the community should be fucking outraged because she just let him say all these lies about me and you. She let him lie and try to change what he said about my military service. So we should give you the same opportunity, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think she's looking for the truth. But Steve, of course, the second I told, I put it out there, he deflected and went away, and said, well, I'm not allowed to talk about the court case. It's like, that's not the court case I'm talking about the you specifically said it was for a DMCA Kyle.
Let me solid when you for a second echo, and when you there you go. Thank you, bud. Oh, mute again real quick. Okay. Let me ask you a question so that you can explain this really quick, and I'll let you say what you want. I just want to focus this real quick. So you heard a stream that he did months and months after the DMCA fraud raiser that he conveniently ran when he needed the money to help file with the RO stuff, but wasn't allowed to do a fundraiser because it had to do with SH, NDAs, and harassment, which a judge ruled Steve did harass her, and he won't talk about that. Either way, though, months later, he did a stream where he said what he did with the DMCA fraud raiser money. Do you mind elaborating on that stream? Because me and Navy are involved.
Yeah, I mean, he did that stream, or he requested it under the pretenses of in Kyle's DMCA. But tonight he said he also put in there that he was using it for legal fees against Kyle's ex-partner. Here's the thing. When when you put the updates in there, the only update he provided was an update for that, and he showed a ruling from the court, from his lawsuit with Kyle. So there was nothing about the HRO fighting the HRO there, and it's against GoFundMe's terms of service to raise money for a harassment restraining order.
Yeah, just turn your volume down on your phone. It won't echo if you just.
I'll be better.
You're good. So just mute for me real quick, and I'll respond. Thank you. Okay, so here's the issue. He ran the DMC fraud raiser, tried to put a tiny line at the bottom of it for what he really was going to do with the money, told everybody to donate based on something completely different, and we have him recorded doing it. Then, when he did that, he refused to even go update the GoFundMe and tell them that he used the money for the TRO fight against Katie, when months later he did a stream and admitted that he used the DMCA fraud raiser money to pay toward the HRO, the TRO. So we do have that stream where he admitted that. We will get it. We will put it out.
I put out the screenshots. I put out a clip of him talking about it. And remember, he started it June 15th. He reached the deal with Katie on June 20th.
Yes. Keep going. Sorry, I need to talk lower. No, say that again. No, go ahead, buddy.
I went on mute after I asked the question. I said he started that GoFundMe on June 15th, 2020. That's 5 days before he signed the NDA. Is that a coincidence?
No, considering at the bottom in little tiny words, he wrote that he might do that with the money. So he is trying to make an argument that you can do a charity for kids with cancer. You can go all around the fucking United States telling everybody, these kids need money. We're going to save these kids. And then at the bottom of the small print, he says they can put, or we might go to Vegas and buy some hookers. And when he goes to Vegas, buys hookers and doesn't donate. Damn, you know what it sounds like to me, Negative? That he's Amber Hearding these fundraisers. He's trying to make extreme claims like, I don't know, what word did she use? My payment. My pledge to the children is the same as me giving money, even if I didn't do it. So he pledged to pay towards the DMCA fraud raiser, but he had an Amber Heard moment and did something else with that money. But he put it in the small print, so it's okay. No, you're not allowed to do that. It's in GoFundMe's terms of service. In the terms of service, it says you have to do what you tell the people you're going to do with the money. You can't go around telling people different things, and you can't have exemption clauses. He's literally saying, give me money to do this, because he knows at that time people were outraged against Kyle, and people were mad at him about what he did to Katie, and he couldn't legally hold a fundraiser to pay for the Katie stuff. So he did hold a fundraiser by his own words and admission to pay for the Katie stuff, and tried to sneak it into small print. Because it's a fraud raiser is because he would not be allowed to actually put the truth in the description. So if the title was, I'm using this money to help fight my harassment TRO, where a judge has ruled this and all this stuff, and I'm being accused of harassment, I'm being accused of doxing. In that TRO, it says he's not allowed to share Katie's address. He had that into his little boxing definition when he should have. So in the end, there are many reasons. Now, if he was a logical betting man, he would consider his own fundraisers fraud raisers. And how can I prove that? Because him and his friends have attacked flat earthers for less. A flat earther did a fundraiser for $4,500, or it was $5,000, and it was for like him because he's had an emergency, right? He ended up raising $5,300, and Steve's buddies and Steve were blasting the motherfucker years ago because it was a fraudulent fundraiser because he raised more money than what he asked for. So they are idiots when it comes to their definition of what a. Now remember, didn't he say that Katie was running a fraud raiser because he said that she paid money towards her house while doing a fundraiser for her sick kid? Remember that, Negative?
Yep. And let's not forget, that's not the only issue. It's against GoFundMe's terms of service to run it to defend yourself for those types of complaints.
Exactly. Now, my phone's dying, so we're going to move this into Discord, okay, buddy? I challenge any cater who either hates me or not to come into the Discord just to talk to us. If you don't, you can record it. You can come in and say hi. You can come in and record your questions, whatever you want. Come in and get the evidence, and we will give you everything, and you can go out and share it with everyone, because he won't. If Steve was right, he would do what I do, which is take the dumb shit that he lies about on me and others, show people exactly what he says, and then provide the evidence that debunks him, because that's what a real debunker does. Negative, I'm going to have you come in sometime after my phone charges, and we'll have to actually talk about what you found, because I want to be able to give you the floor.
Oh, no problem. I just wanted to make help those that were confused watching that stream. Just
Exactly.
something. I was like, people were asking, "Where's the evidence?" I was like, "Just go look at my Twitter. That's all you need to do." He's avoiding it. I'm putting everything out there. He's deflecting, trying to talk about other laws. Sean Hubbard. I was like, I'm not talking about Katie Hubbard. I'm talking about the DMCA against Kyle. That's all I'm talking about right now.
Why didn't he go to your Twitter, pull it up on screen, and debunk you? Why hasn't he gone to his YouTube channel, pulled up what you've put out on Twitter, and play it all, be fair, and debunk you? Why not?
Oh, because he said he won't pay attention to us anymore.
Exactly. Because we've exposed the truth. We've debunked him. This is what a con man Katie does. He is a Katie. His new name is McKady. If you bring him up around me and you don't call him McKady, I'm probably going to mute you. Or I'm going to go really loud or something. I'm going to go play a couple rounds of Tarkov because of the storm. I would go longer. My phone's dying. And if I sit down and plug it in, I can't pace. So no. And then also, my Discord is open to anyone who wants the evidence, who wants the
I'll
truth.
drop the link for
And
everyone.
Negative's going to drop the link on his Twitter. I'm going to drop it on mine. And I'd like any UniRocker to share the link that I tweet, because I'm going to put it out and say, please, anyone that wants the evidence, here's a link to our Discord. And when they come in, I want my mods to either do one of two things. Ask them if they want to actually stay in the Discord. If they don't want to stay in the Discord and they just want to come in and ask questions, they don't have to verify. Usually all the mods ask is for them to have their YouTube account connected to Discord, because then it stops all these bots and shit from coming in from the people that don't like us, who constantly try to do these little tricks. Now, for people that just want the evidence, we'll let you come in tonight, ask those questions, and then we'll give you a soft kick, so that if you need to come back later and ask questions and not tie your YouTube to the Discord, we'll let you come back later again and give you another soft kick after you've asked your questions. But if you are a doxer, or if you've been supporting the doxings of late, don't come in. Go find one of your buddies, send them in. They can get the info if they want. So, Alice, and I don't know if you want to help me here. Is there anyone else I should, throw out right now? Or the people hanging around her constantly right now? Sorry, you're going to have someone come in who hasn't been publicly doxing or supporting public doxings. Okay, let's go. Back to the server.